What is going on, everybody? My name is Nico, and welcome back to another Pokemon BDSP competitive guide video. Today, we're going to be talking about a Pokemon that one of my buddies gave me. Like I mentioned in a previous video, my buddies have been giving me Pokemon to use from the BDSP National Dex for teams to build around in BDSP. And this Pokemon, I was very nervous to start building a team around. However, it's actually kind of sleeper strong. Like, it's very situational, but it is very, very powerful, and that Pokemon is Dusknoir. So, if this is your first time here on the channel, make sure you are subscribed for more videos like this in the future, but let's get into it. So, like I said, this Pokemon is actually fairly strong, because if you take a look at its base stats, obviously you have some weaknesses here in the HP department. However, its attack and its defensive stats are very, very high, meaning this Pokemon can take some hits. It's kind of very situational, like Glaceon in that way, where it has a low HP stat, but the attack and the defensive stats just make up for it. So you throw everything into the HP category, and then you just run through Pokemon. And it's actually kind of crazy because nobody is expecting this Pokemon to really come out of nowhere. Now, first thing I want to mention, as I do in all these videos, is that these are not the set in stone ways to use these Pokemon. This is simply, just to give you guys some ideas, get those gears turning, give you some ideas on how to use these Pokemon for yourself, because that's what it's all about, is building your own team, having fun. It's just fun to do, and it's not like one way to play a Pokemon is better than another, because there are very niche ways that you can run certain Pokemon that are effective. So, just to get that out of the way, just to clear it up, because occasionally, I get comments. It's like, oh, why not try this? It's not set in stone. Run whatever you want to run. This is just for ideas. But I will say with this Pokemon, there's less variance in the EV spreads that you're going to be running. Most of the EV spreads are going to look like what you see right here. 252 HP, 252 attack, and 4 special defense. That is going to be what I foresee as one of the most common EV spreads for this Pokemon. There's just really not a whole lot of reason to put points into speed or special attack on this Pokemon, because it has such a fantastic move pool for physical damage. Like, it has a very deep move pool that I was not expecting at all, which makes this Pokemon kind of strong as a physical sweeper. So the item that I like to run on it personally, I think this is my favorite way. This is the one I use in the team that I run with Dusknoir, Expert Belt. Because I don't take the extra damage from a life orb, which I find frustrating in a lot of circumstances. This gives me that extra damage without the health loss, and it's just very nice to have. Now, the moves I like to run, because this Pokemon actually just has wild coverage. That's what's the most fun about it, is I like Shadow Sneak, because the biggest Pokemon that you're going to be going up against are, with this Pokemon, the biggest dangers are going to be things like Gengar, Alakazam, Latios, and this Pokemon covers for all of those, especially with its defensive stats. You're going to be able to take a hit and then get off a Shadow Sneak or whatever it may be. That's another reason I like the Expert Belt, is I'm not locked into Shadow Sneak. If I want to get an Ice Punch off, take a hit, get an Ice Punch off, or whatever it may be, and then go in with a Shadow Sneak to deal the rest of the damage, I can do that because I'm not locked in with a band, and that's something I find very important with this particular Pokemon. Now, it switches in on a lot. It can take hits. It's super nice in that way. And because of how just defensive it is, it's just a machine. I took out 4 Pokemon with this alone. I got all the Pokemon weak on the other team, just by, if they had Focus Sash or whatever I had to do. And then all I did was send Dusknoir out and Shadow Sneak, just over and over and over and over. And I just swept a team with it because it's just very powerful. Now, another cheeky way that you can go about using this Pokemon, because like I said, its biggest threats are going to be things like Alakazam and Gengar. Those are the big ones that you're going to see right now. You can go ahead and throw a Berry on it, and that's going to have the damage of Ghost type attacks, because you're going to see your Shadow Balls from things like Gengar and Alakazam. It can be problematic for your Pokemon. But Pokemon like Alakazam and Gengar can be very problematic for Dusknoir. So having that little extra Ghost type mitigation there can really help you out in a lot of situations. You are going to lose a little bit of the extra damage that you get from the Expert Belt, but this is just kind of a cheeky, fun way for you to throw this out and take a couple extra hits here and there. Now, another thing that you could do, same set as original, we have the Expert Belt, the only thing different is you throw on a Careful nature instead of an Adamant nature to give yourself a little bit of special defense bonuses, so that way you're going to be able to take a few more hits. It's can be very effective, especially, because you're going against mostly special attackers that are going to cause problems for this Pokemon. Like I said, Alakazam and Gengar are the big ones. This Pokemon can take a couple extra hits from those Pokemon, which is super nice. Same deal here. We got the Cassibberry again, and we've got just the Careful Nature. That's the only difference between the original set and this set that I'm showing you now, is just you have that Careful Nature to do a bit of extra damage. Now, the final set that I say is worth running on this Pokemon, just throw a Choice Band on it. If you want to kind of get cheeky and do some big damage with this Pokemon, you're going to be able to do that with Choice Band. Now, I recommend throwing on a Careful Nature just because you have the Choice Band. Why run the Adamant Nature and not get that extra defense bonus? That's just my thought on the subject, but you can go Adamant Nature for that extra damage if you so choose. The set I definitely just don't recommend trying at all is Choice Scarf. There's no real reason. If you look here, I have a Speed Nature on this Pokemon, and it maxes out at 207 at level 100, and it's just not worth throwing a Choice Scarf on it and locking it into an attack when your HP stat is so low. Scarf is just not worth running on this Pokemon. If you're worried about a speed thing, I'd try working it in on a Trick Room team. That's my recommendation, is if you want it to move faster than everything else without Shadow Sneak, use Trick Room with this Pokemon. But those are the sets, and again, like in the last video where I talked about Garchomp, I kind of want to talk briefly about the things that you're going to be using this against and what's going to be a problem for it. So like I said, the big problems for this Pokemon are Gengar and Alakazam because they are such prevalent Pokemon in the format. But like I said, this Pokemon is very, very strong. Dusknoir is strong defensively, and you're going to be able to hopefully take a couple hits from these Pokemon. The big thing is both these Pokemon are glass cannons. They do a lot of damage, but they don't take damage all that well. So having things like the Expert Belt Shadow Sneak is going to help you out dramatically against these Pokemon. Especially Gengar, it's often sashed. It's going to help you out in that department. I've been able to take Shadow Balls from Gengars on Dusknoir, just depending on the EV spreads and things of that nature. I can take a Shadow Ball without having the Cassibberry. Just having Expert Belt, I'm able to take a hit from a Gengar and Shadow Sneak and knock it out in 2 turns. Super nice. Alakazam, similar situation. This Pokemon, just a glass cannon. Other Pokemon that are going to pose problems, Latios, Latias. These are very popular right now because their speed and their special attack is through the roof. Super good Pokemon. So you're probably going to see these. This Pokemon is going to be affected by it. But again, you have that Shadow Sneak option. Also, you have access to things like Ice Punch. If you can take the hit from those Pokemon, you can get an Ice Punch off, Shadow Sneak next turn, and that Pokemon's gone. So, because of the coverage option, this Pokemon just goes crazy. It goes off because it just has so much coverage that you're able to actually work it in and do some serious stuff with it. Other moves like Earthquake help you cover things like Infernape, help you cover, any electric types that you might encounter like Electivire or things of that nature. It just is super good. You got Fire Punch on it as well for other Pokemon, any ice types that you're going to have to deal with. For example, a big problem for this Pokemon is Weavile because it gets those dark type moves. You might be able to take a hit depending on what they use on Weavile, and if you hit it with a Fire Punch, it's going to do significant damage. So that's a big thing right there for this particular Pokemon, especially if you're running Trick Room. The Fire Punch into Weavile is going to be fantastic. So that's something to note right there. But other Pokemon that you're able to actually handle, aside from just go in and have to deal with the counters to this Pokemon that you can handle very effectively because of this are things like Garchomp. Garchomp is very weak to ice. Go ahead, Ice Punch it. Ice Punch Shadow Sneak. It's pretty much your go-to. If you're not OHKOing Shadow Sneak next turn, you're handling whatever comes out in front of you. Other Pokemon, Gliscor, super big right now. You're going to be able to handle that because of your big damage. Another Pokemon, Scizor. Scizor is super big right now. What do? You Fire Punch and you Shadow Sneak. It's just crazy that you are able to handle all of these things so effectively with Dusknoir. It's very sleeper good. Like I said, I wasn't sure how I was going to rotate this in, but after seeing its move pool and its stats, it's really good Pokemon. It really is. And it's not facing things that were so problematic for it in Swish, like, Calyrex Shadow Rider, which was the big one. Everybody just used Dusclops, because you could throw an Eviolite on it, and you had big things that are going to be handling, any type of ghost type very effectively in that game. Versus in this game, Eviolite doesn't exist, and you're going to be able to have less ghost types that are significant problems for this Pokemon. So Dusknoir kind of goes off, and it's kind of like a sleeper pick in this regard, and I love it for that reason. But that is all I have for this video. If you found it entertaining and helpful, make sure you leave a like and smash that subscribe button for more Pokemon content like this in the future. If you want to see me cover a specific Pokemon, let me know in the comments below. But like I said, that's it for this video, and I hope to see you all in the next one.